So let me talk to you about the different types of buy, refurbish, refinance. You see, one of the beauties of doing this strategy is you can combine this strategy, you can amalgamate this strategy with other property strategies, which means you're going to make a lot more money on the back end. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Number one is when you're doing a buy refurbish, you're going to find a property run down, you're going to do it up, you're going to bring up the value. Yes. But what's going to happen at the end, right? Because if it's a B.R.R.R, you're not going to sell it. That's a flip. We're not doing flip. We're doing refinance, which means you're going to be keeping the property. But if you are going to be doing that, yes, you can pull out all your money. I always believe it's not about owning loads of houses. It's about owning loads of property that are high cash flowing. This is my strategy. I don't believe in you can only have your cake. I believe in having your cake and eating it. Otherwise, what's the point of having the cake, right? So if you are going to keep the property, you also want to keep a property that's going to be bringing you loads of money. So this is the reason why you're going to combine this strategy with the other strategies. And one of the best ones here is this strategy here. This strategy here, which is called, number one, is the B.R.R.R to the HMO strategy, right? Super important. Combine the B.R.R.R strategy with HMOs. I would say 95% of my B.R.R.Rs 90% are HMOs. So I buy them, but before I buy them, I figure out, does this property in this location, will it be good for a HMO? Will it be good for a service accommodation? And if it's not good for those things, it might not be a deal I might particularly take on. I might pass it on to somebody. Because somebody might be happy to get a free house anyway. I am not like that. I want to get a free house that's going to make me money, okay? So is it in a good area for HMO? If it is, then guess what? We call that a double bubble. Double bubble, right? A free house that's high cash flowing. So you can buy the house, you can refurbish it to the HMO standard, then rent it out as a HMO, and then get a refinance on it as a new HMO. This is what majority of my B.R.R. projects are. One of my students, Marcus, this is his strategy, right? Now I also have got different ones, okay? I have got a different B.R.R. that's not converted to a HMO, but it's converted to a service accommodation because it will make a lot more money as a service accommodation than a HMO. So I've decided to rent it out on a nightly basis and be getting paid a lump sum every single night as opposed to be paid every month. So again, before I got this house, I actually look at, cool man, is this a very good area for service accommodation? If it is, great, let's go on and let's do the B.R.R. strategy. So when you combine those two strategies, that's when we're talking about not just serious wealth, but we're talking about serious cash flow. You don't want to just be like most old-fashioned investors, should I say. That's the word I want to use. You don't want to be like most old-fashioned investors. Oh, I own 10 million pounds of property. Real estate. Okay, cool. And how much money is it making you? $3,000 a month. Bro, are you kidding me? I've got rent to raise that make me more than $3,000 a month. Right? So a lot of people want to get into property and own many units. It's not about the units because at the end of the day, the cash flow is what's going to be catering. The cash flow is what's going to be able to cover your lifestyle. The cash flow is what allows me to live in this lovely house that I'm living in. The cash flow is what allows me to drive in luxurious Range Rovers. The cash flow is what allows me to travel first class. The cash flow is king. So when you're doing the B.R.R. strategy, ideally, you want to be doing a HMO, service accommodation, or you want to be converting it to a multiple dwelling, right? Multiple dwelling. And some of you are like, Evans, it's not the same as the HMO. Well, it's very similar, not exactly the same. One of the projects I'm doing now, in fact, it's my biggest one to date, is I'm buying a warehouse, completely run down, and rather than convert it to a HMO, in fact, I can't legally convert it to a HMO because of permitted development rights. I can't do that. I have to apply for planning to do that, which is very long-winded, and I don't think that's the best strategy. Is I'm going to be converting this warehouse to multiple dwellings, which means multiple different flats, which again is going to increase the what? Increase the cash flow. So when you're doing the B.R.R. strategy, you want to combine it with those strategies, and those ones here are the three most profitable on a monthly basis Now, HMOs again can be broken down into multiple different categories. You know, when we have HMOs, you have HMOs to supported living, you have them to social housing. That all falls under HMOs, right? But HMOs, SA, or multiple dwellings, are one of the most profitable monthly. Cha-ching! This is the ideal, this is the perfect B.R.R.R deal.